Good morning and welcome to Morning Brew on Politics Social. Sorry about that. It's not supposed to just turn off like that. It's just a button and then it turns off. Let me just change the properties so that doesn't happen again. Show nothing when playback ends. Let's get rid of that. Okay. Hello, everyone. Morning. Sorry. I know it looks like I just got out of bed, but anyway, I'm Graham Hughes. You're watching Morning Brew on Graham Hughes's latest musical shenanigans, whatever it's called these days. And we've got in the chat, we've got Lost Missionary, we've got this. I just realised that my name thing there still says Politics Social. Need to update that. I need to change it so it says Graham Hughes Shenanigans. I stand corrected. The weather lady is white. Okay. A Viper says, L, not so on David's live then, my friend. Okay. Okay, cool. And then the volume on that intro keeps making me jump. Is the volume very loud on that intro? Sorry about that. Is it a bit quieter on here? I'll have to do something about that. Then again, you know, when they put a quiet video online, I mean, I watched the Late Night Tonight, whatever it's called, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. It's always really quiet. Like they put it on YouTube. Like it's the official one. It's not like a pirate version. It's always like really, really quiet. You gotta fang your volume up. AHH forced ads. Oh, sorry. It's not supposed to put ads on. Well, I think you get 2 ads at the start of the show, and that is it. But don't forget, you know, that for those 2 ads, I do get half a penny for each 2 ads you watch. So, you know, I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Gonna get at least £1. Anyway, good morning, Saz. Lot says Lost Missionary. I could buy like a quarter of a coffee for that. Don't knock the ads. It's keeping me alive. It's keeping me in the pink. Hi, Paula says Lost Missionary. Peeps is just sorry, Billy is saying Peeps, not Peeps is saying Billy. Hi, Ren. Everyone's waving to each other. It's very nice in the chat there. If you'd like to join our nice friends in the nice chat, all you need to do is hit the subscribe button and wait for approximately 1 minute, and then you'll be able to, I don't know, do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight and party. That's what, well, you'll be able to write things that'll come up on the screen here. So don't write mean things or nasty things or bullying things or bigoted things or racist things or homophobic or transphobic or anti-Semitic or Islamophobic, or just don't be a twat. You know, that's the rule. Because if you are, our mods there will come down on you like a ton of bricks, and you'll be muted and booted. Actually, no, you won't be booted. You'll be able to watch, as I often say. You'll be like a eunuch in an orgy. You'll be able to watch, but you won't be able to take part. Anyway. Greg's waiting for a cyclone and there's no beer. Bloody hell. It's at the end of the world as we know it. I normally clean my glasses before I start the show. I wake up with dirty glasses. I don't know what happens in the night. I think the pen elves who come and steal all your pens in the night, I reckon they come and they put the little grubby fingers all over your glasses. That's what I reckon they do. Grubby fingered elves like Legolas and Galadriel. Fuckers. Anyway, so let's just we're gonna. I think we need to sort of just address the fact that you know, the thing that America doesn't want to admit, that America's allies probably don't want to admit either, because it does seem quite counterintuitive on the face of it. But yeah, on the 28th of February this year, the Americans and the Israelis, well, the Israelis first, and the Americans followed them like a little poodle, and started bombing the shit out of Iran. Iran struck back, bombed the shit out of various countries in the region, including, but not limited to, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, the UAE, even Oman got a bomb, I think. I think one got as far as Azerbaijan, didn't they? And you get a bomb. Everyone in the audience gets a bomb. And then they realised, hang on, let's just shut the Strait of Hormuz, right? And see how that does. and fuck the world economy. And America's sitting there doing this right-wing pernicious lie I fucking hate, right? And it's from all your petrol heads, all the people who are like chugging the petrol and going, I love petrol, I love oil, inject it into my veins, oh, I'm dead. They say, oh, America is self-sufficient. This is what Trump said. He said that we don't need, because they are, on paper, not even on paper, in the mind of a fucking idiot, like a proper imbecile, like a drooling simpleton, a village idiot sitting on a dry stone wall with a bit of straw between his teeth going, ha 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 ha. And you say, why are you laughing, village idiot? And they go, cause I got the moon in the bucket. And you're like, oh, you got the moon in the bucket. Okay, it's like broad daylight, and you're just looking at this fucking moron. But they're there on their phone, with their thumbs, slowly typing, misspelling everything, getting everything wrong because you don't fucking know anything. It's not like they're dyslexic. It's not like they've got any particular neurodiversity. No, they're just fucking thick. They're just thick as two short blanks. You can tell they're thick because they're so dense. They actually bend light. Anyway, fucking idiots, right? They go, oh, America takes exports more oil than it imports. Oh, we don't need the rest of the world. We don't get any of our oil from the Strait of Hormuz. We don't get any of our oil from there. Yeah. In the same way that stopping this, the petrol prices going up in the UK has nothing to do with drilling in the North Sea. Nothing. You can drill in the North Sea, give them a massive fucking subsidy like they always do. Take the taxpayers' money, take it off the women and children working their arses off down the mines. Take the money, right? Take 40% if you want. That's all right. And then every time they buy something, take another 25%. Do that, right? And then give that to the oil company. The oil company will say, thank you very much for your taxpayer money. And they'll drill some fucking oil. There's only like 3% left. We're taking like 97% of it. There's only 3% left, but we'll take that 3%. Here's the thing. America and the UK and every other fucking country in the fucking world, right? When it drills its own oil, it doesn't buy its own oil for that price. A knockdown price, sorry. It doesn't buy it cheaper. Doesn't happen. Because two things. First of all, the oil must be traded in US dollars. And secondly, the price of the oil is dictated by the market, the international market. We do not get a frequent flyer fucking discount. We do not get friends and family. Okay? It doesn't fucking work that way. Stupid motherfuckers. Stop believing the bullshit coming out the fucking tabloid newspapers and these right-wing fucking oil shills on the TV who are there going, oh, we need to have like social unrest and we need to drill for more oil. Drill, baby. Come on, let's frack together. Now, America, which has been fracking, it's been fracking its arse off, now has all this light crude, this light oil. And the problem with light oil, this light fizzy sweet oil or whatever the fuck they call it, they can't fucking refine it. They can't refine it. So yes, they are exporting more than they import. But the stuff that they import is the stuff that they actually fucking use. Because they need that really heavy oil that they can get from somewhere like, I don't know, Venezuela. Heavy, dirty oil. That's the oil that America loves. Jesus. I mean, talk about loving your captors. Someone said yesterday, I love this, I shared this. It said, MAGA is Stockholm Syndrome for people who can't find Stockholm on a map. I was like, yes, that's exactly what it is. But also with oil and gas, it's like people who love their cars. You're going to have someone in 2030, whatever it is, when they stop selling new petrol cars, who's going to be scrambling to buy the last petrol car. And then you're going to have people smuggling cars into the country for people to buy, because they want to remain like sucking the pipe of a disgusting, dirty, foul, stinking, complicated, dangerous internal combustion engine. Richard! Thank you very much, Richard. You're number one, mate. You're number one, but you're £10 super chat. The world's a bit mad, isn't it? But the community keeps me sane. Well, sort of sane. Richard, I feel exactly the same way, mate. I feel exactly the same. I'm gonna set a challenge, a goal. A goal. We all like a goal, don't we? Should we get some confetti in, Diz? Should we get some confetti? While we sort of, I don't know, laugh at a distance about Trump and the fact that, I mean, they've lost this war. And we need to get this narrative out there. We need to get this, because this is the one thing that all the MAGA, it might actually create a bit of a schism. You know, he's lost the fucking poison cue ball, hasn't he? He's lost Joe Rogan, thicko pig shit fucking comedian man who never tells a joke. Go on, you a comedian, tell us a joke. I'm waiting. We've been waiting for Joe Rogan to tell a joke. What is it, 10 years now he's been doing his fucking podcast? Go on, tell us a joke. Go on. Even one that's so shit it deserves a squeaky tank. Just one joke. Go on. Just tell us a joke. Go on, Joe. Go on. If anyone saw his sweaty stand-up where he turned up in like this sort of mustard-coloured shirt with these sweat patches under his arms and under his tits, it was just like, oh my God, seriously, this is embarrassing. It was like, you know the exasperated guy from League of Gentlemen who's trying to tell a joke about death or Mau Mau. It was like that. Just let me tell a joke. I was just let me tell a joke. I'm not going to give up on my Honda, says Captain Coconut. I'll go over to the Big E when the car goes kaput and it's a Honda. One thing is, you know, Captain Coconut, and I know, and everyone who's got an electric car knows that once you go electric, you don't go back. You don't. You just don't. I mean, it's just so fucking convenient. It's just so, and cheap as well. £3 it costs us to take the family to Liverpool, and then we can charge it back up at my mum's. Okay, it takes 14 hours, but you know, it's not like we drive all the time. We just leave it overnight, and it's charged back up, and we can come back for like a tenner. You know, because you're not on a special octopus tariff, but we are. We're on a special octopus tariff. £3. £3. I'm seeing these people put the fucking oil in the big diesel fucking internal combustion engine. Over £100 to fill the tank. £100 to fill the tank. And they go on about range anxiety. Tell you what, I've got fucking money anxiety. I've got financial anxiety about how much it costs to run a fucking internal combustion engine. But unfortunately for most, the prospect of getting an electric car is a little bit still out of their realms of possibility because they're so fucking expensive. I mean, you're talking about 30 grand for a fucking car, which is ridiculous. You know, I remember in the 90s, a house down the road, a semi-detached house, went on the market for 20 grand in Liverpool. And now a car, it's 30 grand. I know as things go on, there'll be more and more second-hand cars on the road, and the price of batteries, the price of this and that, the price of that will come down, because this is the way it always is. If you're old enough, like I am, to remember when DVDs first came out, they were £2 grand for a DVD player back in like 1994, and then within 2 years they were 20 quid. It was just because it was new technology, and you know, the flat screen TVs exactly the same. Flat screen TVs used to cost more than CRT televisions. It's just fucking crazy, because CRT televisions are just like really hard to fucking make and really expensive to make. You have like a little speck of dust that gets into the glass when it's being blown in the factory. You have to smash up the glass and melt it down and make it again. Just one little speck or one little bit of sand or silica that hadn't actually melted. You know, just that's it. You got to do it again. Got to get a completely flat screen, not a flat screen, a smooth screen. Viper Scott, thank you, sir. Viper Scott there, Alistair, with a £2 super chat for Dizz's Confetti fix to get started. One Angry Penguin says, sickens me that all companies get subsidies that get channeled straight into anti-trans propaganda, taxpayers funding the genocide. Yeah, absolutely. That's fucking the crazy thing about it. But yeah, let's talk about Iran, right? Iran got battered militarily, but it's won. It won strategically. You know, the America and Israel started bombing the shit out of Iran. Iran said, fuck you, bombed all of its neighbours. Did its neighbours retaliate? No, they didn't. Were they drawn into the conflict? No, they fucking weren't. What happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. They went, hang on, see the Strait of Hormuz, that used to be an international waterway? We'll have that. We'll charge a toll for people going through it, like a troll on a bridge. Ah, cool. A troll on the toll. And Plants McGee, £2 super chat. The US threatened to invade the Vatican. What? What? Is that real? Oh my word. They'll have trouble invading it on is it the west side? Is it the west wall where it's just like a fucking fortress? The Vatican's built on a hill, right? So you can walk in to the where the big square is at the front. Is it St. Stephen's Square or something? The big square at the front. You can just walk into there, but round the back it just drops off, and there's this like 50-foot wall at the back of the Vatican. It's a proper fucking fortress. So good luck with that. Yes, it's real. Plants McGee is a fantastic handle. It is. Plants MG. Plants MG. Not McGee. Sorry, Plants. Plants MG. Finally seeing electric buses here in Torbay, South Devon. Finally, I like these new buses. Certainly deal with the deep hills of Devonshire. Absolutely, mate. Because the torque on an electric vehicle is just fucking insane. It's just there's no gears. You don't need gears. You just put your foot down and you go. There's such a pleasure to drive. Driving is just a fucking nightmare at the best of times. There's nothing I hate more in life. Well, no, there's lots of things I hate more, like Farage and Trump. But yeah, when you're stuck in a traffic jam, a slow moving, I'd rather just be sitting there. I'd rather just turn the engine off and just sit there for an hour and then move again. But no, slow moving traffic jams in an in a manual, in an internal combustion engine with a manual gear stick. Fucking no. Having to put it into first and then slowly roll forward. And then we going fast enough to go into second. Oh, you got to make the decision. You go into second and then instantly you got to stop again. You got to keep your foot down on the clutch. You don't want to fucking start bunny hopping in the middle of a motorway fucking crawl. So you're going constantly between first and second. And especially like as most older cars, the clutch gets harder and harder to press. You end up with like, there's a lot of men out there who've got like really strong right wrists and really strong left ankles. It's funny that, isn't it? I wonder why that is. But yeah, just having to fucking do that is a nightmare, mate. Why would anyone want to do that? I mean, it's like people go, no, that's it. I'm keeping my Nokia 8123. I'm keeping that forever. My old little phone, I'm keeping it. I'm not going to a smartphone ever. And you just make your life a little bit easier. Just do it. Just make your life a little bit. Go on. No, I don't want to. I like what I know, and I know what I like, and I don't want this newfangled bullshit. Just give it a go. Just give it a go, honestly. You drive it around. I mean, the electric cars are not just great for you're going up a hill, right? And you put your foot down and you accelerate. It's insane. It's like, how does that happen? It doesn't happen with a fucking petrol car. You're actually fucking changing the gears. Like, should go down into second. And everyone getting thrown around. And the smell and the cost and everything. But also, they're nice to have in just running around town. Just to be able to just sit in a traffic jam, as most of us spend most of our lives in a fucking car in a fucking traffic jam. They don't tell you that on the ads, do they? On the ads, it's all open roads. It's all like driving along. There's no other cars. Reality is traffic light, stop. Traffic light, stop. Traffic light, roundabout, stop. Someone needs to park, stop. Pedestrians need to cross the road, stop. That's it. Stop, start. It's like the worst roller coaster ever. It just goes around the corner and just stops a load of times on the way. Who would pay for that? Who would pay for that experience? But it is miles less fucking horrific in an electric car. It just is, and it's cheaper. I'm yet to hear a decent argument about not getting an electric car, which doesn't rely on the fact that electric cars are expensive at the moment. I know they are, but they'll come down in price. Don't worry. The more we have them, the more they'll come down in price. So more people buy them, the cheaper they'll be. Range anxiety. Fucking range anxiety. You try driving to up to Scotland. Take a shortcut up to Scotland and see from Durham. See how many petrol stations you go past? It's like one, and it's not open on Sundays. It's quite difficult not to own a mobile phone. It is. It's just civilization invented algebra is being attacked by the civilization that brought us hamburgers. But they didn't bring us hamburgers, though, did they? Did they daylight them? That was the good people of Hamburg in Germany. America didn't bring us the French fries either. Pommes frites? No, that was France. I do believe that was France. Could say Coca-Cola. They can have that. They can have that part of the Happy Meal. Go on. You can have the Coca-Cola. Rotting people's teeth. Scotland has more and more charging stations. Yeah. I'm just saying there is a vast area of Northumberland that has literally no fucking petrol stations. Like, they're so spread out, it's ridiculous. And they are little village petrol stations. Because you know that the A1M kind of just goes to Newcastle and then just sort of peters out. If you're going north, you're best taking the train. It's a lot faster to take the train. There you go. That's an interesting thing. If you want to go north to Edinburgh from here, it's faster to take the train. If you want to go south to Liverpool, it's faster to drive than take the train. It's 2.5 hours to drive to Liverpool from here. It's 3 hours to take the train. Unbelievable. To get to Scotland, to get to Edinburgh, it's 2 hours on the train. It's 3 hours to drive. As it should be. But if you are ever thinking of taking the East Coast Main Line, mate, get past Newcastle and take the train. Take the views. That line that goes along the Northumberland coast. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's the gift. It really is the gift. Northumberland has the most charging stations in the UK. That's brilliant. Yep. Petrol stations, not so much. But yeah, charging. I mean, the thing is, and here's the thing with electric. Everywhere's got electricity. You can plug your car in anywhere. You can just plug it in. You know, you get an adapter, plug it in. It takes ages to fucking. You go into a little guest house. You ask them, you plug in my car. They'll say no. Give them some money. Here you go. Here's a tenner. This makes you change your mind. And then they go, okay, charge it overnight. Charge it overnight. You know, leave it there for 14 hours. It's great. Next morning, it'll be fucking charged up. There's electricity everywhere. It's not like there's petrol everywhere. It's not like you can knock on your neighbour's house and say, can I have some petrol, please? It doesn't work like that. Some cracking, used to be some cracking spoons, greasy spoons on the A1. History now. Yeah, the greasy spoons have gone the way. Gone the way of Little Chef, haven't they? And Happy Eater. Why was the logo for Happy Easter a guy putting his finger down his throat? Well, Pac-Man putting his finger down his throat. Anyway, let's get back off electric. Our friends electric. Let's get back to Iran. You know, so every single major US objective has failed. The regime is still in power, arguably stronger than before. The nuclear program, if it exists, still exists. Iran is still a regional threat. And now, thanks to the Strait of Hormuz situation, it has more leverage than ever. Than ever in the history of the world. Iran has never been as powerful as it is today. Thursday, April 9th, 2026. So yeah, America and Israel dropped a lot of bombs. Hey, but fucking Iran dropped some bombs of its own. Not just actual bombs, that missiles and things. I mean, the Lego rap videos. There's another one. That came out today. Just absolutely kind of. It's kind of remarkable how well put together these things are. Yeah, it's they've done another one. There's a few of them now floating around. I think people are doing kind of like their own versions of it. But there's one. It's just about the government being run by pedos. Oh, hang on. I'm trying to bring this up. Oh, it's not going to go full screen. Why won't you go full screen? Why is everything so shit? Why can't you just like press the thing that you want to press? I was gonna show you the latest video, but there you go. A friend bought an electric car. There are only 3 charge points in the whole town. It brought to my attention that different makes have different fittings. Why? Better universal makes no sense. Yes, L, and I think this is something that the EU will probably do at some point. But it is ridiculous. So if you don't have a Tesla, you can't use the Tesla chargers because it's a different charge fucking socket. I think that's absolutely fucking bonkers myself. But it is to do, from a technical point of view, it's to do with the batteries and how fast they can charge. So they're trying to like develop chargers so they can charge the fastest possible way. There's two main ones, and then there's the Tesla one. So there's three really. But yes, new laws are coming in to allow channels to put in the pavement for terraces. Says Sean. Yeah, little gullies. We need little gullies. We have this for gutters anyway. You know, you walk through one of the villages here, like Ushamore or Ashwinning or something. You'll see on the terraced houses they've got like a little metal, a strip of metal going out from the house to the pavement, and that's for water. That's for the water to run out into the gutter. Yeah, you just do that. Yeah, you need a strip of metal and some angle grinders, and you can just have a little gully that goes into the pavement. Obviously, it's got a little cover on it so people don't trip over it. But yeah, that's something that's got to be just normal. People are just going to be able to charge outside the home. The only thing that is going to come with that as well is going to be when you get a terrace house, which I think should be the case anyway. You get the space outside the house. Because one of the things that, growing up, and I lived in Orwell Park in Liverpool for a while, and they've got lots of terrace houses there. And one of the things that people would always fight about was like if someone parked outside their house, that was like their spot, and don't park outside my house. So I'd like something like that to actually be put into, I don't know, the bylaws or whatever of a local area to say if you have a property and there is the only place you can put the car is on street parking, then no one else can park in that space, in that particular space. At the moment, you have residential streets where you can park there if you're a resident, and you can't park there if you're just a random. But still, if you've got a residency pass, you can park anywhere. It's not like you have a set car parking space. I think it's just something we're going to have to do, and it is going to be a pain in the arse. It's going to require a bit of paint on the ground to say, the number of the house that is, corresponds to the car parking space. But it's just something that we're going to have to do. At the end of the day, it's just a bit of paint. It's just a bit of paint. Just put a box on the ground, write a number on it. Number 16. That's for number 16. That's where they can park. Are you not the car with number 16? You can't fucking park there then. Simple as that. Dragon's Marine. I suppose greed is too great for universal battery packages. This would allow for 15-minute battery changes instead of charging. 15-minute battery changes, says Dragon Marine. So we don't need that. Honestly, it's 20 minutes, mate. It's 20 minutes to fucking get our car back up to 80%. I'm not kidding. Like, we just park up at the charging place, and go in and order a coffee from Starbucks or something. Walk out again, it's done. We don't need to have like big facilities and stuff. We've got electricity is there, comes straight from the fucking wind straight into your car at the speed of light. Yeah, I know it's a bit more complicated than that, but like seriously, it's not rocket science. But yeah, the thing of like, it takes ages to charge. Well, yeah, if you're charging it at like a really low, 7 watts or something, yeah, it's going to take fucking ages. But the new Tesla supercharger is 250 fucking watts. It's something fucking mad like that. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. For those who remember the old car CD players, you would take out the whole thing out, get it nicked. Why not slide out batteries that can be charged at home? Located on the bonnet, because they'll be too heavy. They'll be too heavy. You couldn't. It would be like so much hassle. It's like saying take your battery out your phone and charge it separately on a separate charger. What's the point? Just plug in your phone. It's easier. I understand the on-street parking thing, but don't forget if you've got a terrace house, there is usually a space outside the terrace house. You just have to allocate that to the person who owns the house or rents the house. And then also you've got people who live in flats, apartments. They have a parking space, so you can just put an outlet. This is the thing. Like they seem to think that we need to have these like really complex and expensive, super fast chargers. You don't. You just need a fucking outlet. You just need a normal power outlet, 3-pin fucking plug. I know it takes ages, but It charges it. It works. Constant voltage charges hard on batteries. Constant current takes longer and is much easier on the batteries. Well, I mean, the last 10 years. Do people keep cars over 10 years these days? I don't know if you can afford the car. My idea was wireless charging on the motorway, says Sean. Again, I think I don't mean to be like a twat. I'm trying to think of a good analogy there, but I'm just going to say a twat. But what's the fucking point? That would cost millions to set up. All of this stuff, infrastructure, you don't need it. All you need is an angle grinder, a strip of metal to put in the fucking over the pavement where you put your gully, and then you need to have a bit of paint, and you paint on the road number 63, or just the numbers 63. You just write 63 on the road, and that is the space for number 63. And if you're not living at number 63, you can't fucking park there. And if you do park there, fucking tow truck will come and take your car away. I mean, this is just using the stuff we've got already. You can plug an electric car into a 3-pin socket. It's fine. Yeah, it takes all night, but you don't use your car all the time. Most people will get back from work at 6 o'clock, and they won't use their car again until 7 o'clock the next morning. You know, that's a good 13 hours of charge. It might not be at 100%, might be at 80%, but that's the fucking way you going to work. And that's the thing with electric cars as well. They don't use electricity much when you're standing there. And you're sitting there. Someone put out a meme going, "Oh, we use electric cars. Imagine being in a snowstorm and stuck in an electric car." And I'm like, yeah, you won't have to turn the engine on because you don't have to. You just sit there. And someone did it, just blowing the heater, and it lasted for 2 days. Just imagine you get stuck in a snowstorm and electric. What would you do? I just sit in the fucking car to leave the heater on. Don't need to fucking get the engine running. How would you cater for people in flats? Well, that's the thing, Martin. If you've got parking spaces for the flats, which I assume you do, right? I don't think too many people have to park on the road to get into their flats. I mean, if you've built a block of flats and there's no parking spaces at all, there's no parking areas, that seems a bit mad to me. But you simply have allocated parking spots that come with your flat. So there's 80 flats, there's 80 spots. That's it. But what about people with 2 cars? Well, fuck off. Tough shit. Just have 1 car. Stop showing off. But yeah. What about terrace houses that are narrower than the length of cars, says John? Hey, listen. Here in Durham, they have very, very, very small terraced houses. Very small. Probably like the width of this room. But still, you'd be able to fit a car in this room. Do not worry. Please do not start civil unrest. You're better than that. Well, I was starting a fight with everyone yesterday about smoking, so today I'm going to start it with electric cars. Look, it's not rocket science. The fuel for these motherfuckers is everywhere in everyone's fucking house. We're already attached to the grid. What's the problem? And the thing is, if you charge them really fucking slowly, it doesn't use that much more electricity than the usual shit that the grid is giving out at the best of times. And the best thing about sort of charging cars, overnight, like 3 o'clock in the morning, is the best time to charge your fucking cars because the grid's got all this energy in it. It's running around going, "Oh, what kind of power?" Everyone's fucking asleep. Everyone's asleep with the power off and the heating off and everything's off. You know, except your alarm clock. And your tea's made, if you've got a tea's made. City centre flats don't have parking. Do they not? Well, don't have a car then. Sorry, but if you want to live in a city centre, there is a choice to be had here. I'm pretty sure that a city centre apartments are pretty fucking expensive, especially in Liverpool. Go and get, for the same price, you can get a flat out near Sefton Park. It's a lot nicer. Go stay in Sefton Park. As an engineer, we are taught there are challenges to overcome. People think that tech stays the same. Yeah, they don't. It doesn't. But this is the thing. I mean, I thought it'd be a good idea to have a cable going across at the top of the like a tram cable, like an electric cable that is suspended above the third lane, the inside lane on a motorway, right? And then trucks, as they're going along, have there's a special word for it. Let's just call it an aerial. I know that's not the right word. They have a conductor, right? That rises up and touches the line, and then you charge, like in Star Glider, the game, and you charge as you drive. And I thought, yeah, that'd be a really good idea, but fuck it. The amount of infrastructure you need to put in to make that happen on Britain's bloody motorways, the M1 and the M6, fuck that shit. Just have another truck. Just have a second truck that's charged. So you get out your truck and go into another truck, and then while you're driving off somewhere else, the second truck can be charged. Or just, I just leave your truck overnight because you need to sleep, don't you? Fucking charge it while you're sleeping. What if you rent and the landlord doesn't want a charging point fitted there properly? Well, that's where you need to bring in laws, don't you, Sarah? And tell the landlord to fuck off and do what needs to be done. But that would be like, what if you rent and the landlord doesn't want to give you electricity at all? And you're like, yeah, okay. There should be a law against that, which I think there probably is. It's called a pantograph. Wow, and you had a funny name. A pantograph. Is that the conductor thing that goes up at the top of a tram and touches the electrical wire? It's called a pantograph. It's cool, that. Thanks for that. Plants MG. My friend's house just burnt down from a Chinese electric bike. Yeah. Well, there was a news story in the Metro, wasn't there, the other day? We were talking about that, about lithium batteries can be fucking deadly. Yeah, don't buy the cheap shit. Don't buy the cheap shit. And also USB cables, peeps. USB cables, spend a little bit more, get a decent USB cable, because they can go on fire, especially if they're really, really thin and shitty. The problem is you sometimes buy something and it comes with its own USB cable, USB-C cable, and you'll plug it in, and maybe for the appliance that you bought it for, it's fine, but you plug your phone into it and it fucking fries it. But there you go. East Yorkshire buses training drivers have started taking delivery of electric buses. Hate the two-tone green livery though, says Mike Wilding. I always liked the maroon and cream livery of the old Liverpool buses. I don't know why. Maroon and chrome. Maroon and cream. That was nice. It was all right for the 1950s look, but I don't know. So what I'm hearing is I should use cheap USB cable in a Chinese electric bike next to a pan full of oil, says Galifayman. Yes, and then the pan of oil goes on fire. You want to put water on it. Just pour a fucking kettle full of water on it, because that'll work. No, don't do that, please. Do not do that. Got a wet cloth, wet the cloth, put it over the pan. Anyway, so yeah, there's what's it? Oh, is Elle getting off? Elle, bye. Oh no, I hope I haven't upset Elle. I like Elle. I like you all, actually. Green is my favourite colour of life, says one angry pagan. Well, not human life, obviously. If a limb turns green, you're in trouble, mate. But yes. Otherwise, yes, absolutely. Anyway, let's get back to Iran and what the US and Israel wanted. They wanted regime change. Did they get that? Did they fuck? They took out the old guy who was about to die, and they replaced him with a younger man who's even more angry. Because, he's had his dad and his mum and his wife and his kids and everyone else in his family killed. So he's not going to be friends with America anytime soon. And Trump talked about wiping out an entire civilization. Well, that didn't happen, did it? The regime survived. Just like the Taliban survived in Afghanistan after 20 years of US occupation. Very hard to change regimes, ladies and gentlemen, unless a regime wants to change. It's a bit like, the old joke about how many psychologists does it take to change a light bulb? And the answer is none. The light bulb has got to want to change. It's the same thing. Regimes don't change from outside attack. When outside attack happens, generally speaking, the people of any given country club together and go, fuck you, outside attackers. It's just what happens, It's like me, right? If there's a football match going on and Liverpool, who I don't support, are playing Man United, which I really don't support. I'm going to support Liverpool. I'm going to want Liverpool to win. I'm going to club together for my city against Manchester. Because Manchester, wank, wank, wank. Don't forget that. I'm joking. I love Manchester. Used to live there for many years. Just for the badgers, you badgers. Badger, 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 badger. Thank you very much, Viper Scott, for the £2 super chat there. We have a fair few lucky buses in Greater Manchester. We were stuck on a diesel one on the way to the airport last week at 4 a.m. Had to walk partway through Withenshaw. Jesus Christ. And you had to go to Manchester Airport. I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry, Mr. Tisk. That sucks the big one. That sucks the big one. Wow. Manchester airport is consistently voted the worst airport in the UK, and I would absolutely 100% agree with it. Do you know what is usually given the best regional airport in the UK? Liverpool. I think that's won it for the last 8 years running or something. Also, Merseyrail that keeps winning the best regional rail award. Not saying that Liverpool's the greatest place in the world, but it's the greatest place in the world. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. Anyway, so what was the second thing? So we wanted regime change. Did that happen? No. Okay, what was the other one? They wanted to end Iran's nuclear capability. Well, they said they did that last summer. Obviously, they were lying then or they're lying now. I don't know. But Iran still has enriched uranium and the knowledge to continue with enriching it. Nothing fundamental has changed. They wanted to restore the deterrence. They wanted to hit Iran so hard it never challenges the US again. Well, not the US. It was Israel, really. It never challenges Israel again. Because baby man, baby ears man, the criminal running Israel at the moment, Benjamin Netanyahu, fucking arsehole. The Yahoos were the uncivilized people who lived on the island with the Huyum names, the talking horses of Gulliver's Travels. The Yahoo said, stop these. Stop them threatening us. They're paying for Hezbollah. They're paying for Hamas. They're paying for the Houthis. But Iran just went. Okay, well, you think we're never going to challenge the US ever again? All right, well, watch this. And they fucked the US economy. They fucked the world economy by closing the Strait of Hormuz. And the last thing that they wanted to do was to secure the Strait of Hormuz. It's where it completely falls apart. Instead of guaranteeing free passage, the war has effectively turned Iran into a gatekeeper. Tollmaster. Oh, wow, Viper Scott has just dropped 5 memberships, gift memberships into Graham Hughes' latest shenanigans. The Shenanigan channel with Graham Hughes. We've got Dragons Marine there. We've got Plants MG, who's now a member. Hurrah, Plants. There you go. We've got Sapphire Ice has been gifted a membership. Brenner over in California has now been given a membership as well. Well done. And Kirsty. Oh, hey, Kirsty. How you doing? Kirsty from the Remain movement and also now the Rejoin movement, I guess. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all right. I met at least one of you in real life, which is lovely. Thank you so much, Viper Scott. You're very kind. And welcome, one and all, to to joining the channel, which anyone's free to do. Welcome. You are awesome. You're awesome. You are awesome. And thank you very much. Thank you very much to Viper Scott there. Thank you. You're the best. You're the best. Alistair, up in Scotland. You're the best. Martin said he also claimed that he destroyed their radar and anti-air defense systems after a week and then Iran down planes and helicopters. Yeah, Martin, but that's even funnier because he said, no, that was us. They were like, what? Well, that was friendly fire. We shot down our own plane. It wasn't the Iranians, and the Iranians are there with the rocket launcher going. Pretty sure it was us. I was like, fuck. Anyway, so what's Iran achieved? Well, survival. Not just of the country. I mean, no one's going to destroy the civilization. But, the regime has survived. So there you go. There's some victory there. You know, survival is the win condition. Gaddafi didn't survive. Saddam Hussein didn't survive, but Iran did. After 38 days straight of having the shit bombed out of it by US and Israel, it's now got control, leverage over the Strait of Hormuz, which it didn't have before. This is the important thing to remember. It's not like Iran took over the Strait of Hormuz and said, you can't come through here unless you pay us a toll. And then the Americans were like, oh no, fuck you. We're going to bomb you until you stop tolling people. That wasn't happening. The Strait of Hormuz was free for anyone to go through. You didn't have to pay piratage. You didn't have to pay a fucking any extortion. You didn't have to pay any tax. You didn't have to pay a toll. You didn't have to pay any fucking tariffs. You didn't have to pay anything. You just went through it on your boat. Happy days. But now Iran is like, yeah, we'll have that. Now you got to ask us permission. We're going to decide who can and who cannot go through this strait. That's enormous. 20% of the world's oil passes through that choke point, and oil is traded on the global markets. Unless you're going to nationalise your oil. Are you going to nationalise the oil? Are you Trumpy? Is that what you're going to do? Farage, Badenoch, they're going to nationalise the UK oil, are they? Go on then. Off your pop. Go on, nationalise them. See how far you get nationalising British oil. Go on. Go on. Go on. Dare you. I double dare you, motherfucker. These oil companies will have you in the fucking ground before you finish a sentence. Have you digging your own grave in a fucking wood off the A167? You know, they're not going to fuck around. You even whisper that you're going to nationalise the fucking oil in the North Sea. Go on, whisper it. They'll fucking kill you. They're fucking lunatics. Don't forget, these oil companies have no choice with starting fucking wars. There is an argument that World War One started actually, because oil was found in the Middle fucking East. Nothing to do with Archie Duke shooting an ostrich because he was hungry. Seriously, you know, the fight, the war in the 1930s between Paraguay and Bolivia, which cost hundreds of thousands of lives. It was two oil companies fighting over some land that they thought was oil there, and it turns out there was no fucking oil there. You don't have any qualms, and they go, "Oh, we're going to nationalise. We're going to get all this money out of the oil that we got in the North Sea." And Trump's like, we're going to drill, baby. Yeah, let's give £1 billion of taxpayers' money to this French company to not build wind turbines. And you're like, oh, okay, you're going to nationalise the oil. Is that how you're going to make it cheaper for the people in America? Because let's not forget, Venezuela, which, you know, economically it's fucked because it's been ostracised not just by the US, but by its neighbours. But it did choose to ostracise itself. You know, before we Brexited, Venezuela did something very similar in its own group of countries that it had trade deals with. It said, no, don't want to be part of this trade deal anymore. I'm going to go on my own. I'll be fine. But the thing is this. Venezuela has nationalised its oil. And do you know how much it costs to fill your tank in Venezuela? About 5 pence. Great. Cool. Yeah. 5p. Fill me tank. And when I say tank, I mean like Sherman tank. I mean like a fucking Panzer, okay? It's so cheap. You get these yachties who will sail across the fucking Caribbean. They'll sail for hundreds of miles to get to Venezuela so they can buy some fucking gasoline from there, because it's cheaper to do that on the sail for a few days. It's cheaper to do that than to buy from Trinidad and Tobago or to buy from Colombia or to buy from Panama. So yeah, go on, do that, Kemi Badenoch. Go on, nationalise our fucking oil. Go on, just say it. Just say that that's what you need to do in order to bring the oil prices down. Otherwise, we trade oil on the global market. And whatever the going rate is, that's what we fucking pay. And if there's an oil shortage in China or Zimbabwe or in fucking Papua New Guinea, they will pay more for the oil. So the people selling the oil will go, I'm not going to sell to you, America. I'm going to sell to the people of Papua New Guinea instead. Or the government or the companies or whatever it is, right? Because they can get a better price there. To which America has to say, well, I'll give you more to come and sell it to me. And that's how capitalism works, boys and girls. And it's amazing how many ultra-capitalists like Trump and Badenoch and Farage don't understand how capitalism works. Supply and demand, knobheads. If the supply goes down because the Strait of Hormuz is closed, the price goes up. The price goes, there's less of the supply. And they don't understand this. I mean, maybe not Trump because he's got dementia, but the rest of them understand it. They know exactly what they're doing. But it makes loads of money. It makes loads of money for the scum, for the the people. Plants MG, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. Book Iran: A Modern History by Abbas Amanat. I'll check that out. Do you know what? I'm going to make a note of that. Iran: Modern History by Abbas. This just as a little aside here. Talk about Iran for a moment because I like talking about Iran. I'm horrified, mortified at the way that this has gone. Like the fact that Trump has just started bombing the shit out of Iran for very bad reasons, like reasons that don't make any fucking sense to anyone who's paid attention to that country or the region. And I really want him to get his comeuppance. We talked when I was away, didn't we, about how we want the big beautiful day to go down. And my personal take was I wanted a crown of molten gold to be poured on Trump's head. Like in Game of Thrones. Here you go, here's your fucking gold. Here's your gold, motherfucker. And I want it to be poured on his head by like the child of the orphan child of a mother who was murdered by the US dropping a bomb indiscriminately, or the brother of a little girl who died when 170 people, mostly little girls, died when America bombed a school. They bombed a girls' school, and they go on about the precision fucking bombing, the laser fucking guidance, and all this GPS bullshit, and then they bomb a girls' school. I mean, they've got to have wanted to do that. They've got it on the list, haven't they? Where they've gone, oh, should we bomb this infrastructure? Should we bomb this missile command center? Let's bomb the girls' school. And then they go, whoopsie, my mistake. And then Trump saying that the plane that was downed wasn't the Iranians, that was us. We shot our own plane down because reasons. Yeah. Surely the point of a yacht is to sail, says Martin Harrow. Yes, but then if there's no wind, you can die. Simple as that. The sailboat that I took from Cape Verde, from Praia in Cape Verde over to Dakar in Senegal, we had about 2 or 3 days. There was no wind and we had no motor. So we just sat on the water. We just sat bobbing up and down. It's painful. It's painful. But you know what isn't painful? Confetti. Confetti is just beautiful. Awesome stuff. Doesn't sting you. Doesn't hurt you. Doesn't whip you. It's just there, and it's wonderful, and it's glorious. And here it is. Confetti! Thank you very much, Viper Scott. Thank you, Viper Scott, being very, very kind and generous this morning with Viper Scott's super chat. Also, Plants McGee as well. So thank you. You make this channel possible. And I do want to, just before I start going on about Iran, which isn't really going off the subject, because it is kind of like central to what we're talking about. I just want a bit of an apology to our regulars here on the channel, because this last week since I got back on Wednesday, and I've got to be honest, I've been in a bit of a fug. Since then, and I've been. I think what it is I was working in the back garden. I was putting new decking in. I was cutting wood and nailing things down and cutting things and whatever. And then over the last summer, right? And then in September, I went over to the island for a couple of weeks, and every day I was working. One time I went to Panama City on the overnight bus there, and then another overnight bus back. And then I got back, I walked straight into the Labour Party conference, met the Prime Minister and the Chancellor for some reason. I should have done the joke from The Simpsons where I'm like, if I give you $5, will you go away? But but I didn't, alas. I missed that opportunity to say that to the Prime Minister. But I got back here to Durham, and the basement needed to be fucking sorted, and I literally spent the following 4 months, just 5 months working down there, putting in new walls, putting in new ceiling, putting in a new floor, putting in new fucking stuff, and I got that finished like the day before I went to Panama, which was the end of at the beginning of March. And then I was in Panama, and I thought I'd work for 2 weeks, get everything sorted, and then I'll just have 2 weeks of just sitting on the boat dock, reading, maybe writing my second book about my travels, top of the world. I had all these dreams and all these aspirations, and I got there and realized actually there's a lot more stuff that needs to be done than I realized needed to be done. I.e., the boat dock needed a new roof, the house needed a complete over fucking haul, a deep clean. It needed painting on the outside, and we needed to bring in all this soil over to the island, over 125 metric tons of oil. That's soil, not oil. Got oil on the brain. Got an oily brain. Soil over. We got all that done, and I had this 3-day journey last week back from Panama, which was Panga over to Amarante. Then it was the minibus to Changonola. Then it was a shared taxi to the border. Then it was some banged up old back car from the border to nearly Puerto Viejo in Costa Rica. And then I had to get the bus across Costa Rica. And then I spent the night in the airport in Costa Rica, flew over to Montreal, a couple of hours in Montreal, then another night on this time on a plane, coming over the Atlantic, and then landed in Heathrow. Met up with my friend Heather, had breakfast quickly, and then I did a show. Did the morning. So all this time that I'm talking about all this, I was doing like daily shows somehow, and then I get to central London and meet up with Aid Thompson. Have a liquid lunch, get on the train, and come back to here to Durham. And I think I just haven't stopped. I think I need to have like a week when I'm just not doing anything. Because don't forget, like I do streams every day, usually, no matter what. Sometimes I take Saturdays off just because there's just no opportunity to do a stream on a Saturday because the kids are here and stuff. But I can do one on a Sunday morning because the kids have got to the age now where they're still in bed. They're still in bed. It was like teenagers. Yeah, but I didn't even have Christmas Day off. I didn't have Christmas Day off. But yeah. So yeah, I just an apology for not getting back onto the horse. And I think as well, another factor which I mentioned the other day is it's the holidays. The kids are off school. We're not having to get up and get the kids ready and take them to school or whatever. So that kind of fucks things up as well. Yeah. So anyway, apologies. I will get back onto getting things sorted and getting things back to some semblance of normality at some point, I'm sure. But yeah, in the meantime, thank you for bearing with me as we go through this transitional period on this channel where I'm going to try and make more shows about travel and cinema and TV and all that kind of stuff. To that end, I did watch a couple of episodes of The Boys yesterday. No spoilers, but bloody hell, it nails Trump's America. God, it nails Trump's America. And you watched it, you go, is this even fiction anymore? Is this even fiction? The guy wants to put people in internment camps because they send nasty tweets about him. I'm like, yeah, if Trump could do that, he fucking would. He said a nasty tweet to me. Plants MG says, sorry, did you say you needed some freedom? He says he has 120 metric tons of oil freedom in soil. Oh my God, you get the oil out the soil, don't you? And yeah, Magga is Stockholm syndrome for people who can't find Stockholm on a map. I just said that, Dragons Marine. You can't take what I just said. Someone else said that as well. But yeah, I said that earlier in the show. Fun fact, says Plants McGee, if you have $1 million yacht, they often sink them for insurance, electrical fire, pay crew for silence. I'm an ex-mariner. Yes. If you've got $1 million yacht, you're obviously a gobshite. I mean, you just are. And I hate those big disgusting motor yachts. They're just horrible. They look like a fucking old tatty old fucking ferry from the that goes across the Caspian Sea in the USSR. I hated it. I hate them. I like the sailboats. I like the boats with a fucking sail. Right, and you can spend a lot of money on having a boat that does have beautiful sails. I'll let you off. You spend a million bucks on a really nice yacht that has a nice, you know, trimaran. No, not a trimaran. Just a sailboat. Just a nice sailboat for going out sailing. Yeah, I'll have that. I'll take that. But yeah, literally watched those 2 episodes this morning. Lol, says One Angry Pagan. It's so on point, isn't it? One Angry Pagan. It's so on point. You're forgiven, Graham. No worries. Oh, thank you, Viper Scott. Is The Boys back on? Yes, it's the final season, 5th and final season, and they've just dropped 2 episodes yesterday. There's going to be another few episodes. Invincible is back as well, which is very like The Boys, but it's a cartoon. So that's worth watching as well. That's wrapping up, I think. Invincible has been brilliant. So Sean, I just mentioned Invincible. I think that Sean must have written that before I said Invincible. But I've only seen the first episode of the new season, so please don't, no more spoilers there. But yeah, Invincible is it's very Alan Moore in that idea of like, what if there were really superheroes? What would the world look like? Because DC and Marvel for years have gone, oh, well, there'll be these people and they'll be really good and they'll really help everyone. And then there'll be these super villains and the superheroes will fight the super villains and the superheroes will always come out on top. And the reality is, if there were people who had fucking superpowers, 50% of them, maybe more, would just be fucking evil. Just be evil little shits. Evil little shits tripping on their own power, But there you go. So there you go. So I'm just seeing what's happening in my other chat. Yeah. We're just seeing that apparently Doncaster. Oh, there's a new airport or a new, what was it? The refunding. For God's sake. Ollie's just sent me something about refuck Doncaster Sheffield Airport to reopen. And they've sent a joint letter to the party's leader warning the move would kill the project. Reforms plans on to U-turn on the funding for Doncaster Sheffield Airport. There you go. I mean, do they want to do something good for their community? No, they don't. They just want to feather their own nests, which is why people go into politics if they're on the right, to feather their own nests every fucking time. Anyway, so yeah, we're talking about the what Iran actually achieved. Sorry, went off the subject a little bit there. I was talking about Iran. The control that Iran now has over the Strait of Hormuz is enormous, and it doesn't have to do much to disrupt it. This is the thing. Or it doesn't even need to put mines. It just needs to say there's mines there. Just saying that there are mines there, just making the US have to patrol or send ships to actually patrol the water or escort the ships. And you got to understand, it's not just that it's quite a little, it's a pinch point. It's quite narrow. It's only a few miles across, right? It's not just that. It's the fact that the actual shipping lanes, the lanes that you can use, are literally a few meters across. They are tiny, right? Because that's the only places deep enough in the channel. So the water is there, but it's quite shallow. You've got to have the deep part to actually put these big ships through. And if something disrupts that channel, it's almost like a railway. It's almost like, imagine a railway track with one up, one down, right? That's it. That's all you got. If a train breaks down on the railway track and you've got no way of going over to the other one, I suppose being at the sea is a little bit different, but it's not much space for these ships to go through in the narrowest part of the channel. And they just say there's a mine. Well, there might be a mine there. What does that do? Well, it deters people from taking ships through there, but also if ships do go through there, the insurance goes through the roof, and that cost is passed on to us as consumers. And Iran successfully held the world hostage. It did it. It fucking did it in a way that America did not hold Iran hostage. You can say Iran held America hostage because it made prices of the America's lifeblood, which is oil, go up to $4 a gallon. There were certain places in America where it was costing more to fill your car in America than it was in Europe. And Iran proved that you don't need to beat the US militarily. You can hit the system that the US depends on, the petrodollar. And it forced the US to negotiate, on its terms, on Iran's terms. And this is key. Trump went from the threat to annihilation to calling Iran's proposal a workable basis. Do you want to read the proposal? I'll get it up here. Look, I'll get it up. I promise this doesn't normally happen to me. Let's have a look at the actual proposal that they put forward. Sorry, I'm going to read this to you, if you don't mind. Oh, for fuck's sake! This is from the Wall Street Journal. Let's save that. Can I save that? Oh, yes, I can. Coolio. 666. Bring that over to here. Here we go. All right, make that a bit bigger so you can read it. The Wall Street Journal here. The US must fundamentally commit to guaranteeing non-aggression. Continuation of Iran's control over the Strait of Hormuz. Acceptance that Iran can enrich uranium for its nuclear program. Removal of all primary sanctions on Iran. Removal of all secondary sanctions against foreign entities that do business with Iranian institutions. Close brackets. End of all United Security Council resolutions targeting Iran. End of all International Atomic Energy Agency resolutions on Iran's nuclear program. Compensation payment to Iran for war damage. Withdrawal of US combat forces from the region. Ceasefire on all fronts, including Israel's conflict with Hezbollah in Lebanon. So in that, they obviously haven't held up the Israelis hammered Lebanon yesterday. The Beirut got hit by something like 300 fucking projectiles in the space of like 3 minutes or something. But yeah, they're the demands. This is the negotiation. This is the negotiation that's going on right now. This is what Iran wants. And do you know what? It won't get all of it, but it might get some of it. And the fact that it's putting them forward to say, right, this is what we want. You want us to open up the Strait of Hormuz? This is what we want. And this is Iran turning its geography into real politics, real power. And the US can't take that away. The US can't move Iran. And, there are potential tolls or conditions for ships going through the Strait of Hormuz. And Iran has shown very viscerally that it can close it, partially close it, control access. And so you could say, when it comes to like blowing shit up and killing the supreme leader, the Ayatollah, the tactical success was strategic failure, absolute strategic failure. They won battles, airstrikes, naval engagements, infrastructure hits, but none of that turned into achieving any kind of political goals. And there's no clear end game, This is like the Allies getting rid of Hitler and replacing him with Mecha Hitler. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, great. Wow, we've won the war now. And if you don't plan for what happens after the bombing, this is what you get. A damaged but emboldened enemy. A group of people who are pissed off that you fucking bombed their beautiful country for no good reason other than you wanted to win some points with your mate Netanyahu. Escalation without commitment. The US hit hard, but it wasn't hard enough to topple the regime. They took out some leaders, but like the head of a hydra just grew two heads back in its fucking place. And it's the worst of all possible worlds. It's too much force to de-escalate cleanly, but also not enough to actually win. It reminds me of when they tried to get rid of malaria on the islands of Sri Lanka in the 1960s, and they took out 99% of the malaria-carrying fucking mosquitoes. And then someone said, "Oh, you need to stop using DDT to sort out what to get rid of the malaria-carrying mosquitoes, something that we did successfully in Southern Europe. We did that absolutely successfully, got rid of all of them. You don't get malaria when you go to Greece. You don't get malaria when you go to Cyprus. You don't get malaria when you go to Malta. But over in Sri Lanka, we got to a certain point, and then white Westerners said, "Hey, let's stop using this. It's bad for the rivers." And they were like, "Okay." So what was left? 1%. 1% of the mosquito population that were double hard bastards that had evolved in just one generation to be double hard bastards and immune in some ways, or at least have some resistance to quinine. The malaria had resistance to quinine, and the mosquitoes themselves had some level of resistance to DDT. It's funny that, isn't it? I'm all for environmental protections, but it is interesting when the West go, "Oh, well, we can do it, but you can't," to developing nations. Have you noticed that? And anyway, so Trump's massive climb down from let's destroy Iran to let's negotiate. I mean, fucking hell. Well, that took, 24 hours? His rhetoric was apocalyptic on Monday. And now it's a 2-week ceasefire and fucking talks. And it's because Iran just won. Iran just won. There's a classic asymmetric warfare. The weaker side doesn't need to win outright. It just needs to avoid defeat. Absorb the damage and inflict economic pain on the people attacking it, which it absolutely did. And also a political pain as well. Because Trump looks weak now. He looks like a weak, elderly dickhead who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, doesn't have a fucking plan. Hegseth looks fucking weak and stupid, idiotic, which he is, because he's a fucking alcoholic and a rapist. So is Trump. He's a fucking rapist. And, the stronger power gets frustrated, and backs off. And the weaker power claims victory. And it's not just propaganda. Iran is now more dangerous than it was before the 28th of February this year. It's learned it can survive a full-scale assault. It's learned how to hit the global economy. It's upped its fucking propaganda game. Those Lego videos. The Gulf states are nervous. Israel is still engaged in parallel conflicts, and nothing's been resolved. Future conflicts have become more likely, not less. The ceasefire is fragile as fuck. Israel has already arguably cut across it. Both sides are still armed and ready to fight. And the big picture here is that America and Israel didn't just fail here. They made a bad situation worse. They made it worse for the world. They made it worse for the region. They made it worse for the people living in Iran. They made it worse for anyone who's Israeli or anyone who's Jewish, to be honest with you. Because people are becoming more and more openly anti-Semitic. Because they can just say, well, I'm not talking about all Jews, I'm just talking about Israel, and that hides their anti-Semitism. And I keep saying this, but you've seen what happens, what humans do to Jews, they are humans, but non-Jews do to Jews or that humans do to any minority group when they can get away with it, when that minority group has done nothing wrong. You've seen what they've done in the past to Jewish people. You've seen what they've done in the past. Well, now what they're doing to trans people. The discrimination, the open discrimination to the point of excluding trans people from public life. You've seen what humans have done to people who are Romani, people who are gay, people who are socialists or whoever the undesirables are from one day to the next. And that's what they're doing when there's no reason whatsoever. No reason whatsoever. And all the fucking dickheads who are running Israel are doing at the moment are giving people excuses to be horrible to Jews. Excuses to say, yep, it's a Jew. And if you are an evil fucking mad twat who thinks that, conspiracy theorists, especially when it comes to Jews, because most conspiracy theories, let's face it, end with, and the Jews did it. If you're already that mindset, I mean, and you're seeing Benjamin Netanyahu dragging the US into a fucking forever war in the Middle East that they can't have any hope of ever winning against this country that's 3 times the size of Ukraine, that controls the strait that 20% of the world's oil has to go through. You're seeing this happen. Are you going to be dissuaded of your conspiracy theory about Jews running the world? I don't fucking think so, mate. I don't think that's going to happen. People discriminate against Jewish people when there's no reason to do so. When they've got no ammunition, No defense whatsoever. Except I don't like them. I think they do bad things. And then you've got the Israeli government demonstrably doing monstrous things. And people can go, look, the only Jewish country in the world, the only Jewish state in the world, and this is what they're doing. They're fucking idiots. I mean, the cruelty on this is beyond measure. You've got the Islamophobia and that goes on in Benjamin Netanyahu's fucking head. But also, all they're doing is fanning the flames of anti-Semitism. And honestly, I mean, as much as my heart goes out to the people of Palestine, the people of Gaza, the people living around Israel who have to put up with this shit every fucking day, the Israeli Arabs who have to put up with this shit every day, as much as my heart goes out to them, my heart also, at the same time, goes out to Jews around the world who are being tarred by the same brush as these fucking crazies in the Knesset, in the Israeli parliament, who were running around popping champagne corks because they brought back the death penalty, but only for Palestinians. Only for Palestinians. Melania says the killing of children is to protect the children. Melania can go fuck herself to death. She is a fucking horror. She is a horror. I guess people making excuses for her. She knows exactly what she's fucking doing. And would the other side allow a lady of the night to be the fucking first lady? You know, a woman who got her tits out for money to be the first lady, married to a Democrat politician. Nah, they wouldn't accept that. But for them, it's all right. It's them. Yeah, let me get. She's supposed to be a good time girl. Never seen a fucking smile. In the same way, I've never heard Joe Rogan tell a fucking joke. Melania, she doesn't smile. She's a miserable gobshite. And something I'll say about The Boys, right? The thing that they absolutely nail 100% is they had this character. If you don't watch it, there's a character called Homelander who's basically Superman but evil. And it's never enough. No matter what this man gets, no matter the praise, the adoration that he gets, it's not enough for him. There's a point where they say he got like a 96% approval rating across America. And he's like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And this is my word. This is enough. This is just what I want to say to people. It's so on point. You know, is this not enough? What? Israel, is it not enough? Why do they need the West Bank? Why do they need the Gaza Strip? Why do they need to do this? You know? Sex work is work. Don't be anti-sex work. I'm not anti-sex work. I'm absolutely not. 100%. I'm not. I'm saying that the Democrats will. Sorry, if it was a Democratic president whose wife was a prostitute, then the Republicans would have things to say about that. But when it's a Republican president whose wife is a good time girl, then the silence is deafening. I have no problem with it. I just think that she's a miserable gobshite. I think she's a horrible, horrible person. I don't care what work she does. I would not care either way, right? Whether she was Democrat or whether she was Republican, for what work she does. I think as a human being, she's fucking gutter. She's just filth. She's just a disgusting human being. She's as disgusting as Trump. Do you remember where she wore that dress saying, "Do you think I care? I don't care"? Do you remember that? I don't give... Oh, see you later, Viper Scott. Have a nice day. Do you remember that? Do you care? I don't, or something like that. She showed, and you know, to get this money from this documentary done about her, you know, shitty woman. It's retelling a pretty woman, except instead of getting with Richard Gere, she gets with Donald Trump, and it doesn't make her happy, and she just walks around being miserable all day. I've never seen anyone look so miserable as her. So, you know, that fucking scene, this comedy scene this week with the Easter Bunny on the balcony with Trump and Melania, and he's going off on one about Iran next to the Easter Bunny, and the poor Easter Bunny is just standing there going, I didn't sign up for this shit. What the fuck is going on? And Melania's just standing there, looking like a fucking bulldog chewing a wasp. And I'm like, fucking hell. I hate them. I honestly hate them, because these people have everything, but it's not enough. You know, there's nothing that can make that woman smile. And what skills has she got? I'm sorry, yeah, okay, I'm not going to diss sex work, because sex work is work, absolutely, and I do agree with that. But, like, I don't want me good time boys and me good time girls speaking at the UN about something they know nothing about. Can we just have some idea of like qualifications or experience before we put people into these situations and go, well, they're rich, we should listen to them. Yeah, she's selfish and an idiot. Yeah, she's also thick as pig shit, like Trump is as well. They are horrible, horrible people. They are Daisy and Tom from the Great Gatsby. You know, they smash up things and people and leave other people to clean up their fucking mess. Careless people. That's what they are. So yeah, no, it's nothing to do with being her former profession. And the fact that Trump probably bought her for money off Jeffrey Epstein. And that's why a big chunk of the 1999 to 2001 files on Epstein are missing. There's nothing there. There's stuff 1990 all the way up to 1998. Then there's just a big fucking black hole. And then 2001 onwards. And that's when Trump got with Melania on the Lolita Express. Because it was the sex trafficker, the paedophile, Jeffrey Epstein, who introduced Trump to his wife. Trump bought his wife, like you buy chattel, and fucking, you know, that's it. That's why she stays with him, because he fucking pays her well. Then again, I mean, you know, if you were married to Trump, I suppose you'll be miserable as well. I don't care, do you? Yeah. I'm 100% against sex work. There's a power dynamic there that I can't condone. It's the most disgusting business with the most disgusting people. I disagree. I think that the sex work is it's the oldest profession in the world. But in the UK, we have a fucking stupid law, like we do with drugs. We have stupid fucking laws in place where actually paying for sex is not illegal and being paid for sex is not illegal in this country. But any kind of periphery on that is illegal. So you can't have a brothel that has security guards because you can't use a sex work to pay for the security guards, which is ridiculous. In New Zealand, where they have a much better system, they have state licensed brothels. They have to be run by women. They all the rooms have to have panic buttons in. The women are unionized, and if there is someone who assaults a woman, they are not just brought to book in court and by the police and arrested. They are also banned from all the brothels because they'll say, well, this person can't come into the brothel anymore. Any across the country, that's it. They get banned, so people don't. That protection needs to be put in there, but it's not. But the mad thing is, like, what P. Diddy is now claiming for the abusers, his sex trafficking abusers. He said that he was filming porn. This is his new excuse, because just like that sketch in Family Guy where they say it's a man and a woman in a hotel bedroom, and one of them the man says, "Here's some money to have sex with me," and the woman's like, "Thank you for the money for having sex with you. I'm going to have sex with you now." And the police kick down the door and say, "Oh, we're arresting you for prostitution." And he says, "No, officer, this is an actress. We're filming a porno." And the camera pulls out, and you see a camera set up in the corner of the room. And they're like, "Oh, you're filming a porno? Okay, then, no crime here." And they tiptoe out backwards. Yeah, absolutely fucking bonkers. Protect the women, protect the workers, protect the men as well who do it. Protect them, and that's what people want to do. Let them do it. Go with God. You can do it. As far as I'm concerned, if it's your body, you can do what the fuck you want with it, as long as you're not hurting anyone. But there you go. My sister is a carbon copy of Bondi right down to the greed, says Dragon's Marine. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. I'm George Osborne. I ran the British economy off the back of my history degree and GCSE grade 3 maths. What could possibly go wrong here? Gideon Osborne is his actual name. But he changed it to George because he thought Gideon sounds a bit too posh. It all depends where the power and control actually lies. New Zealand system shifts that power back to the women. Yeah, absolutely. One on you, Pagan. You're right. And I think that New Zealand have cracked it. There was a great documentary years ago now, it was like 20 years ago, where two old ladies from the WI, from the Women's Institute, went around the world looking at prostitution and how it works in different countries. And one of the worst countries for it is this country in terms of the protection. Women don't get any protection in this country. That they are just allowed to, not allowed, but the men who get away with abusing women in this country, like on a fucking biblical scale. And that's got to stop. That has got to stop. Andrew Ray, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. Ayatollah Dick Turpin, stand and deliver. Thou shalt not pass. Game over. Thank you very much. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Yeah, so yeah, the Strait of Hormuz, mate. Thou shalt not pass. Thou shalt not pass. Yeah, it's the most important oil transit route on Earth. And Iran can shown it can fucking control it, partially close it. Even the threat of disruption is enough to move the markets. It doesn't even have to do anything. Just that's to threaten it. Just to threaten to mine it, and that's it. The markets go, oh fucking hell. The insurance companies go, oh fucking hell. And this is the new reality. You know, ships now need coordination with Iranian forces to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, and the US can't. It can't win against geography. That's what I kept saying to the Brexiters. You can't win against geography, lads. You just can't. It's just can't. It's just geography. The EU is right on our doorstep. You know, and there was, you know, they've by triggering a crisis in the Strait of Hormuz, they've given Iran the asymmetric weapon that any other country in the world would fucking kill for. And you know, Trump blinked. He's the one who said, "Oh, we're going to destroy you," you know. But Iran proved it could drag the war out. It could hurt oil markets. It could survive the sustained assault. And yeah, you know, Iran is now more dangerous, not less. Regional instability has increased. The Gulf states are nervous. I mean, Dubai is going to have to do a lot of work, try to coax back the tens of thousands of expat immigrants who have left in the last few weeks. Got the fuck out of there. Apparently, 80 people have been arrested for influencers. People just taking video footage of rockets hitting apartment buildings. They've been arrested for putting the footage on the internet. And it just makes future conflicts more likely. Nothing's been resolved. The whole region's been fucked by this. And yeah, America and Israel didn't just fail, they made things worse. And that's the lesson. That's the lesson. Iran may have lost some ships, lost bases, lost some infrastructure, lost its supreme leader. But now it's got a new one. It just keeps going. It's got more power than it had before this started, and the US and Israel have lost their leverage. They've lost credibility. They've lost control of the Strait of Hormuz in ways. And in modern warfare, in asymmetrical modern warfare, it means that Iran won this fucking war, and that we need to use that as a cudgel to bash over the heads of any MAGA supporters and any Trump supporters and Farage supporters in this country. They lost the fucking the US lost this war. They lost the war. Again, they lost in Afghanistan. They lost in Iraq. They lost in Libya. They lost in Syria. They just keep losing. They're on a losing streak. They lost in Vietnam. American soldiers dying for no fucking reason whatsoever. Oh, fuck's sake, Graham, I'm going to have to play that song. It doesn't end up being a damn earworm. I played it in the background. I keep wicket for the Quakers in me Joy Division oven gloves. What? I keep wicket for the Quakers in me Joy Division oven gloves. Is that one of the lines from Adam and the Ants? Sean, that would explain why the operation used a couple of hundred SPOPs troops then. The rescue mission for the pilot was a shit show. They lost more aircraft and got more people injured. As Paul Atreides said, the power to destroy a thing is the absolute control over it. Yeah. Grandkids coming in half an hour. Alarm, says Billy Kershaw. Oh, Jesus. Get the Easter eggs out. Okay, so we're going to go over to the papers now for a little bit. We've got about 20 minutes left of the show. We've got another goal going, so we've got 1 in 5. If anyone wants to drop some quids this way, we'll get some more confetti before the end of the show. But we're going to go over to the papers now. We've got no papers. Where are the papers? Why have the papers not appeared? Make the papers appear. Oh, there we go. The Times there. The tardy Times. Because it was late. Charlie's Angels and the anti-aging debate. Do you know what? I want to talk about this, right? So I watched The Boys, and there's Emin Moriarty, who plays Starlight, Starlight, something like that, in the show. She's the main female role in the show. She's the main role in the show, and she has had a lot of plastic surgery, and I have conflicted feelings about this because I feel like if people suffer from low self-esteem because of the way that they look, and they do something to themselves and that makes them feel better about how they look, I think that's fine. Whether that is breast enlargement, whether it's top surgery if you're a trans man, whether that is liposuction, or whether that's, changing your face, giving yourself a big chin like in Me, Myself and Irene, whatever it is. If you look in the mirror and you like what you see, then that's great. You've helped your mental health out, right? But when it comes to, and I don't want to fall out with anyone over this because I keep picking fights with everyone in the chat. I'm just in a bit of a anti mood at the moment, but I really do feel like it impacts negatively on the mental health of other people. Okay, when you have someone who is young and utterly beautiful, like Evan Moriarty, and they do a load of fucking shit to their face and they give themselves MAGA face. Now, for Evan, fine. I think wonderful. She's done her thing and she's happy with it. I hope she's happy with it. One of the things with plastic surgery is like one surgery is never enough. If you notice that, it's like tattoos. You get one tattoo, it's never enough. Look at all this bare skin. I mean, you have to cover it. And humans are collectors. We just are. We just like collecting Pokemon or tattoos or plastic surgery operations, whatever it is. But I feel like when it's someone who is sort of in the public eye and they have quite an extreme amount of surgery, what you would call looks maxing in the manosphere, what's it called? The manosphere fucking world, the sphere of manos. I feel like it makes people, like ordinary looking people, like me and you, ordinary looking people, it makes us like go, what the fuck? You were beautiful. Why gild the lily? Why do that? You were already gorgeous. You didn't need to do that. And I know a lot of celebrities do it as they get older. That's another thing, right? Whatever. I don't think that plastic surgery ever makes anyone look younger. It just makes them look weirder. But when it comes to this thing of people's mental well-being, I completely understand people wanting to go for plastic surgery to make themselves feel better about themselves, whatever that surgery is, right? And to put them into their happy place. I think that's wonderful. I think that's great. I just want to make myself very clear. I just feel like when it is someone who doesn't need it, and we're all looking from the outside going, why have you done this? Why? You when there are a bunch of people who probably could do with plastic surgery. Like, I don't know, fucking Farage. I mean, you can't polish a turd, can you? But there's some fucking mingers out there. And you're like, why? I just don't get it. I do get why people do it. I just find it a bit heartbreaking, especially when I hear about very young girls in Brazil getting boob jobs and butt lifts at the age of like 16, and I hear about young women in South Korea getting surgery on their eyes to make their eyes bigger. As teenagers, they don't like how they look. And I think that we need to have a difficult conversation about body dysmorphia. And I find it, I mean, obviously there's a lot of trans people who watch this who will just be like, I think you're probably with me on this. Like, I hate the fact that if you're trans, they say you got body dysmorphia. They say, oh, you got this problem. And it's like, well, no, that's a trans person. That is different. That is different from someone who just looks in the mirror and doesn't like what they see and goes, I'm going to get some work done. I'm going to get some work done. So yeah, I do think that there might need to be at some point some kinds of restriction on, especially young people, what can be done legally to people. Do you know what I mean? And this is where it flies in the face of my whole sort of, you should be free to do with your own body whatever you want to do with your own body, to an extent. But we also need to think about the impact of what you're doing on other people. So, for instance, if you drink, okay, that's fine. But then if you drink and drive, obviously that's a bad thing. If you smoke in your own house, I guess that's okay. But if you smoke around other people, other humans, you're impacting their health. And this is going to sound really weird, but I think that if you are, I don't know, very young and you get this plastic surgery that you don't need, I think that these plastic surgeons are taking advantage of people's mental health and how they feel about themselves. And I think that that needs to be addressed. I don't know how we do it. Maybe you got some ideas. I don't think we can just ban plastic surgery outright. I don't think that'd be the right way to do it. But you know how, like, if you want an abortion in the United States, you need to go and see a couple of doctors and get a fucking letter from a high court judge or something. I mean, maybe there is an argument of, before having plastic surgery, you need to have a little bit of counselling. Not that you need to have counselling. I'm saying that you should have the option to have a bit of counselling about how you feel about yourself, about how you feel about your body. Because in my experience, that I've met a lot of people who aren't happy with how they look. But it's not come from them. It's been an environmental factor. It's the fact that their partner had an affair, or they don't feel like they can pick up, or whatever it is. It's usually an outside factor that's making them think, oh, it must be the way I look. And the reality is, some proper fucking mingers get with people. Do you know what I mean? It's not like, Nigel Farage was married and he had a fucking mistress. He's got a face like a festering bollock. Just, no, he did have money. He did have money. But yeah, I think that we need to, again, like I say, I don't think the right way to deal with this is to ban plastic surgery outright. I don't think that's the right move on this, because if you are a sane adult, I guess it's your body and you should be able to do what you want with it. But I do think that we need better mental health treatment, better mental health services. And yeah, if you're going to make a woman talk to two doctors, if you're going to make a trans woman have to get permission off the fucking Supreme Court of the United Kingdom in order to transition, then can we meet in the middle somewhere? Can we meet in the middle and make sure that the people who are going through the surgery actually want to do it? Hey, you get all the fucking TERFs on board. You say, well, what about people who regret the plastic surgery, eh? Because a lot of them. How about people who regret their tattoos? Yeah, especially ones who got Harry Potter tattoos back in the day, before we knew just the darkness, the heart of coal that lay in the centre of J.K. Rowling's wizened chest. Graham smiles a second to none. Oh, thank you, Pete. That's very nice of you. It was developed for burns victims. It did. And personally, I think plastic surgery is tantamount to dissing your heritage. If we're not happy with the body we're born in, tough, live with it. All the rest of us do, says Captain Coconut. Look, there's a part of me that is like, it's not for me. And that's fine, in the same way that, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something that's not. So, other things that humans do that are not for me. So I don't take drugs. I don't take illegal drugs. I do drink. So you can call that a drug if you want. But as far as illegal drugs are concerned, never smoked a spliff, never done heroin or cocaine or any of that nonsense. But it's not for me. But I still think it should be legal. I still think that people should be allowed to do it if they want to. They're sane adults. But there needs to be a few little barriers on the way to get to doing that, you do need a bit of counselling. You need to sit down and talk to another human being about what's going on in your life, and have that human being be trained to know what to say, so you don't feel belittled, you don't feel like you're emasculated or whatever it is that's holding people back. I get that. I get that. You know, it's just not for me. And in the same way that plastic surgery is not for me. I used to go out with a tattoo artist. Well, I'm not really into tattoos on myself. I think they look great on, well, can look great on other people. Other people, I've seen some fucking shocking tattoos. And the worst thing about tattoos is you can't say, oh, that looks shit. Like, there's a woman I follow on TikTok, and she just translates Chinese symbols that people have had tattooed on them, and it's just hilarious. Like none of them mean what people think that they mean. I've learned it's not about weight training and fit influencers. It's all bullshit. Awful life, alone in the gym, and have to stop for winter. Yeah. Diz went out that night and bumped into a girl who was getting hers done at the same place. We compared in the middle of the club. We're talking about tattoos. Yeah. No, Graham, but you can put glitter on it, to distract from the stench of shit. When you're talking about polishing a turd. I suggest Farage get some plastic surgery. The French had the right idea in 1789. Perhaps go for that. Plastic surgery. I don't think that's plastic surgery, man. I think it's just surgery. From a blade that comes down very fast. And there was a trial in Scotland for safe drugs house. You would get your fix, and they offered help people getting it for using it for housing work and other problems. Not sure if it's still running. Yeah, it's a Portuguese model. The Portuguese don't treat drug addiction as a crime. They treat it as a mental health issue, as a health issue. But yeah, I think that we need to have that difficult conversation about plastic surgery, because and also for any surgery, to be honest with you, I think that the surgery follow up that they have in the NHS is a bit shit, to be honest with you. And also, I mean, there are a lot of cowboys out there, and it does worry me that you can go into some place and have Botox, which is poison. Like, the tox in fucking Botox is short for toxin. I think the bow is short for what? Botulism? Is it? Is that what it is? Botulism toxin. I think that's what Botox is. Something like that. I know that's not exactly what it's short for, but you're injecting people's faces with poison and paralyzing their face. And I think whoever doing that needs to be fucking fully qualified to do that shit, because you can kill people. You can fucking kill people. You can fucking wreck people's faces. So I think that needs to be improved. But also, I do think that we need to, in the same way that before you take your driving exam, you're on the road, you've got to do your theory test. So yeah, let's have a sit down and have a chat about what you want doing and why you want doing it and what the issues are in your life. And then you can frame it as saying, well, we just don't want people to regret it. Like the 1% of trans people who regret transitioning. That is a huge issue for the anti-trans community. A huge issue. They really care about those detransitioners. Botulinum. What did 30 p.m? Nipple piercing, Graham. That night out was in the crazy house. Neanderthal has cosmetic surgery. Should he get his refund? Yes, definitely. But yeah, so just to make myself very clear, I don't think that plastic surgery should be illegal by any stretch of the imagination. It'll just make a bad situation worse. But I do think that before having it, people need to do a half-hour counselling session to make sure that it's actually what they want, and like why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? And when someone like Emma Moriarty, who's fucking gorgeous, well, she was, in her 20s, decides that she needs a lot. She's had a lot of work done. She's barely recognizable now, as who she was. And she just looks like she's got a Mar-a-Lago face to me now. And I'm like, why do people want to look the same? Andrew Ray, thank you very much for the £10 super chat. During World War II, GB controlled Strait of Hormuz to keep the Germans out of the Persian Gulf. I've been on the top of Oman, and the cliffs are covered in British squaddies, graffitis, lessons in history. Oh, wow. That is really cool, Andrew Ray. Thank you very much for the super chat. That's very kind of you. Super chat. I think one of the worst is turkey teeth. People destroying their natural teeth for the horrible fake ones. Says Appreciator. I went to see the Killers about 7 years ago now at the Bolton Reebok Stadium. It's not called the Reebok Stadium now, but the Bolton Wanderers Stadium. And we were in the crowd, but we were quite far back. We weren't in the mosh pit or anything. We were like by the mixing desk, so we were quite far back. I could see his fucking teeth. I could see his teeth from the fucking from the way back in the crowd, because he had very, very white turkey teeth, what we now call turkey teeth. At the time, I think we just called them American teeth. I have a client, she's a GP, but makes more from fillers, etc. now. Just does that in a room above her sister's salon. Yeah. Do have a mate who paid for his sticky out ears to have done change his life. Yeah, Mr. Tisk, there you go. Really good example of someone who had plastic surgery or some cosmetic surgery in some way that empowered people and made them feel good. When they looked in the mirror, they felt good about themselves. And never underestimate the pain that can be unleashed by someone who looks in the mirror and doesn't like what they see. Like, for instance, J.K. Rowling. She looked in the mirror one day and she thought she didn't look feminine enough. And then she saw some beautiful trans women who looked absolutely fucking amazing. And she died of jealousy. A part of her inside just shriveled up and died because she was jealous of trans women looking more feminine than she does as a cisgender woman. And she couldn't bear that. She couldn't, with all their money and all the money she spent on plastic surgery, could not change that. Umka, thank you very much, Umka, for the €20. That is very kind of you. Sorry, late to the stream. No need to apologise. Long time not seen. Here's my donation for a pint of bitter and good fish and chips. Oh, thank you. There's a really good fish and chips down the road from us, so I will indulge in fish and chips. Maybe I'll see if Kat wants to get fish and chips later today. Isn't the singer of the Killers one of the Moomins? Moomin Papa, actually. Moomin Troll. No. Little Mai. I thought that she's not a Moomin, is she? Is she a witch? What is Little Mai? Is she just a little person? I thought my wife looked like a goddess. My friends, not so much. Well, I mean, that's the thing as well. You know, to each their own. People find people. People find people. They find people attractive, and usually people find people attractive because they're in the right place at the right time. You don't know the secret of life. It's just timing. That's all it is. It's timing. You know, you can have a couple that are absolutely perfect for each other, but the year before, one of them got married to someone else, so they're never going to get together. Just timing. If they met a year earlier, they would have got together and they would have married each other and they would have had a really, really nice life. It's all about timing. It's a tragedy, really, of humanity, is it's all about timing and proximity. Anyway, airstrikes risk blowing fragile ceasefire apart. This is Israel blowing stuff up in Tyre in Lebanon yesterday. Fucking crazy bastards. Agency enforcing workers' rights laws will be able to spy on bosses. Angela Rayner's workers' rights, which watchdog will have surveillance powers. This was covered in the Telegraph yesterday, wasn't it? More commonly associated with intelligence services and police. Okay, cool, whatever. If it protects workers, then it protects workers. Stop moaning. I know the Times isn't up for that because it's owned by a fucking disgusting Australian oligarch who lives in fucking America, never fucking comes here, doesn't pay tax here, does he? Looking on the bright side of life could cut dementia risk. Maintaining an optimistic outlook on life as you age is linked to reducing your risk of developing dementia by at least 15%. So always look on the bright side of life. The 90s, 70s staples being rebranded as superfoods. A show-stopping survey of Elizabeth's timeless style. She's got some roses on her head. Just a picture of the Queen there in case you forgot what she looks like, even though she's been dead for years. Daily Telegraph here. Putin mocks Starmer in Channel. Russian warship escorts oil tankers through UK waters in defiance of Prime Minister's threat. Vladimir Putin openly defied Sir Keir Starmer's threat to seize sanctioned Russian vessels by sending a warship to escort them through the channel. Well then, I think we should do something about that, if that's true. And billionaire expat moves back home to hand 4 million to reform. An expat billionaire is moving back to Britain so he can take millions to refuck UK after accusing Labour of trying to rig the next general election. So let me get this straight. So some cunt from who lives in another country is coming back to the UK to give £4 million to rig an election, towards rigging an election to stop Labour from rigging an election. Make it make sense. What a gobshite. Brian Delo, the founder of a cryptocurrency trading platform. Well, there you go. There's no surprise there. Fucking crook. Iran threatens to restart war over Lebanon bombardment. That's yet to be seen. Pastor charged over baptism drowning. A pastor has been charged with gross negligence of manslaughter following the death of a man in a paddling pool baptism. Fucking hell. 61-year-old Robert Smith from Brixton died during the ceremony. Fucking here's a top tip. Don't get baptized. Britain more divided than during Brexit. That doesn't surprise me because the wankers are fucking wanking painfully in all of our directions. And then we got Waitrose there. CCTV. Buy a framed print of your shoplifting. So there's a joke there about people robbing from some supermarket that we don't have up here in the north, so I don't know what they're talking about. Gentleman's relish is toast after 200 years. Gentleman's relish has been discontinued after nearly 2 centuries. The makers of the anchovy spread, which is officially known as Patum perineum, something like that, said the product has a niche and loving following, but sadly does not have wider commercial appeal. Also, gentleman's relish is another name for cum, so that probably doesn't help. Half of 999 patients go to A&E unnecessarily. That doesn't surprise me. Daily Telegraph here. All the signs your husband has miserable man syndrome. I'll tell you what the biggest sign is, love. They're buying the fucking Daily Mail. They're reading the Daily Mail. That's why they're miserable, because the Daily Mail is making them unhappy every day. And how to cure him? Yeah, stop him reading the Daily fucking Mail. That's how you cure him. That's how you cure him of that. Anyway, bizarre kind of victory. And Iran emboldened, Strait of Hormuz still shut with Tehran demanding tolls. More attacks on Gulf states and Lebanon, despite all the Trumps crowing the world mocks. Indeed. And there's a poor lad who's been stabbed in Primrose Hill, which is a bit shit. And it still goes on. Sorry. The cover of the Mirror here. Iran's threat over the Strait of Hormuz after brutal new Israeli strikes on Lebanon. We've also got, I've always had a slightly ridiculous life, says Jack Whitehall, privately educated, of course. That's why he gets to be on the front of The Guardian. And then we have people writing for The Guardian who probably went to private school as well. Fragile ceasefire at risk as Israel bombs Lebanon. So covering the other things. Red Rum rides again. Red Rum jockey turned trainer Ginger McCain's grandson Toby is riding in the Grand National. Well, it's not Red Rum, is it? It's not Red. The fucking horse is dead. Jesus Christ. Red Rum famously won the Grand National 3 times. Destination Eldorado UK. Fuck you, the Daily Express. Go on, fuck yourself too. Unalivement, you fuckers. So basically, the French police looking on as people are going to Eldorado, the UK. It's not Eldorado. No one thinks it is. We've got the Financial Times there. We'll come back to that. We've got the iPaper here. UK mine hunter drones to protect oil in Hormuz, but fuel bills to stay high, which doesn't surprise me. Mortgage costs drop by £100 a month starting next year. Welcome to the Jungle Gym. In recovery for anorexia. Here's what doctors need to know. We've got and Zendoa 3. This is about Zendaya Coleman, who's appearing in the latest series of Euphoria, the 3rd season. I tried to watch the first episode of Euphoria, and I didn't really get into it. Sort of drifted off halfway through, and had a case of the CBAs. Maybe I'll get back into it. But it has got Sydney Sweeney in, who I don't like. I hear you're a racist now, Sydney. Oil over bar the shouting. Oil over bar the shouting. Oil all over bar the... Oh, I see what they've done there. It's a pun. Trump war chief boasts of victory with a capital V after Iran begged us for a ceasefire. He's living on a fucking another planet. In fact, look, there's Trump there. There's me. There it is. I've got my little butterface Trump there. Look at that. That is. I'm sorry, but that is absolutely remarkable. Look at that. Take it away. Take it away. Put it back. Right. I mean, I'm sorry, but how much does that look like him? That is just absolutely perfect. It is him. It is just his face. Look. Look. Same expression. Same expression. Look at that. Look at that. That's insane, isn't it? Fucking hell, I could do this all day. Energy prices fall as well. World welcomes deal, but Tehran threatens ships and Israel fights on. And they've got a little cartoon that says the end of the world is nigh, crossed out and then postponed. And then we've got the Independent here. The US, Iran begged for truth and must dig up hidden uranium. Yeah, I don't think they were the ones begging. I don't think they were the ones begging. I just don't think so. I think that's bullshit. I just don't think it's true. Right, we're going to go to the Financial Times now, of the FTSE. We've got the madman theory didn't work for Nixon and probably won't for Trump. This is the idea that you pretend to be crazy and then you get what you want. Israeli hit on Lebanon threatens truce. Tehran halts straight traffic after attack on Hezbollah. Just pronounce Hezbollah there. Move comes one day after Trump announced a ceasefire. US and Islamic Republic poised for talks tomorrow. Markets register gains after Africa's advances in diplomacy. And then we got the S&P 500 index there going right down at the start of the conflict and then ticking up to April the 8th. And then we've got the Brent crude oil prices, which ticks up here. Dollars per barrel. It went up to nearly 120 at one point, 120 there at the end of March. But now it's come down to just under $100 a barrel. Still over $100 a barrel. Still about $100 a barrel. NHS data boss tells staff to ignore noise and press on with embedding Planeteer. The NHS data chief has vowed to ignore controversy over Planeteer while setting out plans to embed the US company's technology deeper into hospitals all over the coming year. Fuck off! Back to the papers. Second-hand deals pep up listless private equity gains. Elite private capital firms that shunned the secondaries markets are now piling in. Global transactions reached $240 billion last year, a six-fold increase in a decade, which is fucked. And then inside, Saudi Arabia's 1,200-kilometer oil pipeline to the Red Sea has been attacked, and energy sites on both sides of the Iran war continue to be targeted despite the ceasefire. The US has been leaning on Islamabad to persuade Iran to agree a truce, even as it was escalating its threats. So that's Islamabad as in Pakistan, who apparently brokered this the ceasefire. Sir Keir Starmer has put his response to the war at the heart of Labour efforts to avert losses in the local elections. Good luck with that, mate. ExxonMobil expects a $6.5 billion first quarter earnings hit, while Shell is set for a boost from its oil trading business. So there you go, winners and losers. We've got Delta Airlines will cut some routes and raise charges to claw back half of the $2 billion lost to soaring fuel costs, and Turkey has offloaded $20 billion of gold during the war to prop up the lira, spurring a steep fall in the metal's price. So gold has gone down, 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 all the way to Funtown. That's a terrible idea. Sorry, what's a terrible idea? It's all a terrible idea. And Mr. Tisk, the drowning story. So four people have drowned in the channel, and these absolute fucking scumbags are celebrating. These soulless shites are like, yay, dead people who are dead. Just absolutely shocking and horrific. Just horrible, so horrible. I know these, just really fucking awful. Unfortunately, Chuck Norris has passed away. Anthrax and crocodiles were terrified of him. Yeah, but he did go a bit MAGA in his old age, didn't he? Yeah. Oh. So the people who died they died off the coast of northern France, attempting to board a boat to take them across the English Channel. Two women died after they tried to board a water taxi, and the currents, which can be dangerous here, swept them away. Um, yeah, yeah. I think it was Gordon Brown who said they need to make it so if you've got a dinghy in France, you need to register it with the authorities, and that's a really good idea. Just like a simple thing that you can do, so that then when they've got a dinghy on the beach in Normandy or wherever they're leaving from in Calais, they can legally take it off the people who have got it because they haven't got a license. It's going to upset people with dinghies, on their super yachts, but so fucking what? Just a bit more paperwork for them to get someone else to do for them. Yeah, but it's a really, really horrific story, and the fucking cover of the Express today is like, oh, these people coming over here. Yeah, they're absolutely fucking desperate, absolutely desperate. They always shouldn't be putting the kids on it. I'm like, so you moan if it's just men coming over and then they bring their family over afterwards, and you moan when there's kids on board as well. What do you want? Oh well, they shouldn't be doing that to the kids. I'm like, would you not run into a burning building to go and rescue your fucking children? Of course you fucking would. Would that be seen as irresponsible? No, because you're going to save your kids, aren't you? No matter what. Yeah, it's really grim. It's really grim. But yeah. So just to end the show today, I just want to talk a little bit about the Artemis 2 crew, who are now well on the way back to Earth. They've passed around the far side of the moon. Got some incredible photos, absolutely incredible photos. Done some science. The first people to see the Mare the Western Sea, the Oxidatus or something. Which is kind of like on the other side of the moon, on the far side of the moon, and we can't normally see it from Earth, and no humans have seen it. I mean, there's been probes that have gone around the moon, but they've actually gone to see it, which is wonderful. I have two Polish mates that hate Ukraine. I miss the days of having jobs for life under the Iron Curtain. There were weird people out there. Yeah, well, for people who want certainty and routine, and see, I'm not like that. I'm very much, I'm ADHD, obviously, and I live off the novelty. I need new stuff. I like waking up somewhere new each day and going, where the fuck am I? And that's really fun. One Pagan says, yay science. Yep, UNCA, Israel for Jews, the US for the far right. Hey, listen. Talking of where the fuck are we? Do you want to have a quick game of? Do you want to play a quick game of? GeoGuessr. If anyone does in the chat, because I know a lot of people are just going to say no, fuck off, Graham, and probably leave. But yeah, if anyone wants to play GeoGuessr with us, we've got 3 minutes now, so it's a bit easier than it used to be. It used to be right pain in the ass because you only had 2 minutes to try and guess where you were. Now you got a little bit more time, a little bit more flexibility, a little bit more leeway. But I might be absolutely legendary. Or I might make an absolute fucking fool of myself. I don't know. But yeah, if you do want me to indulge in that GeoGuessr game, let me know. Let me know in the chat, and we've got 5 locations to find, and it might be a nice way to finish off the day today. I've got nothing lined up for tonight. I know I said I might do something tomorrow. Yesterday in the evening, but Rach can't make the show just yet. Hopefully she'll be available later this month. Fingers crossed. But yeah, hi Rach, if you're watching. How you doing? I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, tonight I might do something with Mike, but I haven't spoken to him yet, so we will see. But I really want to do one of those episodes of Drawn Together. I really, really enjoyed that. Let's go, says Umke. Let's go Geo. We can give it a try. Okay, well let's play GeoGuessr. Finish off the show today, and then we can all go our separate ways. And then you can go and listen to James O'Brien doing, what is it, Mystery Hour or something. Someone did a piss take of James O'Brien on a TikTok the other day. It was like him being phoned in by Donald Trump, and the impression they did of James O'Brien was absolutely spot on. It was so good. Okay, +1. Okay. Sorry, I'm muted. Okay, you ready for this? Oh, I'm not. Yeah, helps if I get the screen up. Yeah. Oh, fucking Um, GeoGuessr. Let's explore the world. Let's explore the world with GeoGuessr. Okay. Here we go. Here we go, go, go. Right. Ooh, play now. Play. There we go. Loading location. Okay, let's have a look at the sign over here. It's in Cyrillic. We are 097. 097. 097. 097. 098. It's probably a local number, that, isn't it? It's not the international dialing code. It would be plus, maybe. So, what are we thinking? Somewhere where they speak Cyrillic, so it could be Russia, Belarus, could be Bulgaria, could be Serbia. Bulgaria, yeah, I'm thinking Bulgaria. It's looking a bit Bulgarian to me. What do you reckon with Sofia? Mr. Tisk is saying Bulgaria, and Umka is saying Russia. Let's have a look. We've got an advert for a thing there. Not too many clues here apart from the lampposts. I guess the lampposts. People go, the lampposts. You gotta know your lampposts. Georgia. Could be Georgia. Could be Tbilisi in Georgia. All these adverts. Traffic police. Ooh, okay. Well, they've got an English sign there saying traffic police, so it's unlikely to be Russia because that's just all in Russia. I'm moving towards Bulgaria. I'm thinking Bulgaria. Oh my God, that's very Kirovograd, says Umka. Are you just suggesting that, or have you looked it up and you know that it's definitely this, Umka? Let me know. You got 53 seconds to let me know. I don't even know where that is. It's gonna take me more than that to find it. Fucking hell. Ukraine. Sorry, you think it's Ukraine? Okay. And it's Kirovograd. Okay. Let's go for it. Do you want to let me know where it is? I'm gonna go with Ukraine, but I don't know where this place is. I've got 20 seconds. You better tell me somewhere quick. Tell me, is it below Kyiv? Is it above Kyiv? Is it Kilovograd? Okay, can't find it. Okay, let's just go for Kyiv. Okay. Oh yes, very good, very good. It was Kropyvnytsky. Said Georgia on the screen while you were zooming. Okay, so very well done to Umka there, who spotted that it was, in fact, Ukraine, but it was a bit south of Kyiv. So I only got 4,225 there. And Ukrainian plates, license plates in Ukraine have a strip on the left that's blue and yellow, a representation of their flag. So there you go. That's how you know you're in Ukraine. In future, so that's getting cut off a little bit by the edge there. Sorry about that. Okay, should we go to the next one? Next, very well done, team. Okay, we've got Dorbelunds. Okay, with an umlaut over the O. I'm feeling Poland here. This looks like Poland to me. We have Avfahrt. Oh, Avfahrt. That's German, isn't it? Maybe it's Germany. Grondaz. It's the SV at the end that makes you think it's Poland. It's not Denmark. Denmark have a cross through the. They have like a slash through the O, don't they? Oh, there we go. There's a place. There's a place over there. Quick, get to it. Right, where's this? Gatuok. Sweden. It might be Sweden. Let's have a look. Where are we? Swedish. Yeah, I think it's Sweden. I think it's Swedish. Oh, it's a type of food. Okay, fair enough. It's not a place. It's a type of food. I think that's just a sign saying food this way. But yeah, it's Sweden. Maximum. Sweden's a big bloody country, though. Might be a bit tricky to find out exactly where I am in Sweden. It's 100% Sweden. Oh yeah. I was gonna say there's some Swedish flags, but they're not. Are they? Are they Swedish? No, they're not Swedish flags. Nope, definitely not Swedish flags. And then we have Priam. Oh, hang on. There you go. Oh, hang on. We've got a sign here for a place called Dunno, which is on point, isn't it? Dunno. What's that way? Dunno. I don't know. Let's have a look. So if we go into the map here, so it's going to be going left into Dunno. So where's this? Around here somewhere, isn't it? Oh no. I don't know where Dunno. There's Dunno there. There's Dunno. So I'm guessing I'm on this road here, maybe this road, just along here. So it was going left, and we started a bit back here in this town here. So let's just go for there. Woo! Yay! Got the full 5,000. Got a full 5,000 points. Yeah! Woo, 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 woo. Sorry, turning into a child. I'm gonna make this a bit smaller so you can actually see what it says on the left there. If you're not watching on your phone, if you're watching on your phone, it might make it a bit more difficult. But yeah, well done everyone. Well done, peeps. We sussed out exactly where we were. We were 140 meters away from the location. Yes, it's Sweden. I was driving through there. Gas stations look very like in Sweden, very standard. Woohoo! Says Diz. Yay! More confetti. Right, next up. Yay! That was a good one. Okay, let's have a look. What have we got here? Okay, Spanish, I think. Leak detection and returns. Orchard Street, Garapan. Garapan. Contract of something. Contract. What are they contracting? Let's have a look for Garapan. Where the fuck is Garapan? Northern Mariana Islands. Oh my god, this is the Northern Mariana Islands. It's gonna be boss. I've been here. Is it the Northern Mariana Islands? Did anyone know that? Yeah, because Garapan is that the capital or something? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So you got Chinese lettering. Pretty much, it's obviously American because cars everywhere. They love their cars. More cars rather than people. We accept food stamp. Yeah, who has food stamps apart from the USA? No, it's Northern Mariana Islands. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Do you know where the Northern Mariana Islands are? There's Guam. There you go. Capitol Hill. Let's have a look. Where's Gaipan's? There, isn't it? Okay, let's go here. Let's go back to where we return to the start. So we're on this road by the 99-cent supermarket in Garapan. So let's have a look. Where's the 99-pence supermarket? It's not a very big place. Oh, okay. So if we go that way, is there a park? Let's see. Is there a park this way? Let's see. What else have we got here? Coconut Street. We could do with some names of streets. Well, this is a big dual carriageway road. So, here we go. We're going to get the names of streets here. This will be handy. Micro Beach Road. So where's Micro Beach Road here? Route 30. Looks like a dual carriageway there. Palm Street, Coconut Street, Route 38. Micro Beach Road. There it is. There it is, friends. So I'm guessing on the Pale Arnold Road, and then there's Orchard Street down there. Maybe that's the tennis courts there. Let's just go for it. Should we go for here? Looks about right, doesn't it? Micro Beach Road. Oh, hang on. There should be a sign telling me what the Navy Hill Road. So Micro Beach turning into Navy Hill. Oh, I've got to press somewhere. Shit. Woo! Oh, I don't know why I did it, the junction there, because that's where that's where I ended up. You've got to do it from where you started. I was on the corner of Orchard Street there. But there you go. In the Northern Mariana Islands. Who's been the Northern Mariana Islands? Hands up if you've been there on a ship. There you go. It's amazing that palm trees down here in Torbay do so well, considering how relatively cold the UK is. You know, they're very hardy. They're very hardy plants, those things. Okay, next up, we have a road. People driving on the right. It's like France to me. Looks like France or Mediterranean. Got a Mediterranean feel. Got the Mediterranean colours. Here we go. Spanish. How's my driving? Especial. Definitely Spanish there. How is my driving? Cat. Yeah, what the fuck does that mean? Kataka. Oh, it's a city in Colombia. Ooh, okay, fair enough. We are in Colombia. Here's me going, this is definitely France or something. It's just another continent. Don't worry about it. So yeah, it's a city in Barranquilla. Okay, let's go into Colombia over here. It's down here somewhere. Down here. We'll find it. Do not worry. Do not worry. Do not fret. Do not fret, my friends. There's a big stupid bird. The little land bridge there. Then you've got the road coming down here. And then we've got it's around here somewhere. Be funny if it's not. Be funny if that's just a word that just means like local taxi in Spanish, and it turns out to be Spain somewhere. I look like a right dickhead. It's happened before. It'll happen again. Oh God, it really annoys me the way this disappears. Barra, there's Santa Maria. There's a road coming down from Santa Maria. Fundación. There you go. That's the road there. Okay, so I guess we're here somewhere. Let's just say we're here. Guess. 8 kilometers away. Brilliant. There you go. No, it's not Spain. It's Latin America. Yep. Well, we got it. We got there in the end. 8 kilometers away. I should spend a bit of time pinpointing the exact location there, but there you go. Okay, so we've got holy things there. Okay, so which country has like holes there? Romania, maybe Romania. Yeah, we're in Romania. Easy. PSD in Romania, and then we've got Rosu. That's where we're leaving. So obviously that's where we are. Rosu in Romania. Let's see where we get for there. Rosu. Oh, okay. It's a village in the town of. Yeah, that place. That unpronounceable place there. So let's have a look at that. Let's find out where that is in Romania. Let's zoom in. Zoomy. Let's have a look here. So we need to go to. Oh, okay. I think I've been here. There's Gallis. This place here, Galati, is pronounced Gallus or something. I don't know. And there's Brila there, and then down this road, we should find this place. There you go. There you go. That's the name of the place. So there's Marurusu there, which is where we started, I guess. And if I could just go back to the original return to start there, obviously there's a dirt track. There's a pole. So there's no sign, is there? Is there a sign? Is there a sign? No. Should we just go for the middle of the... It looks like a track though. It doesn't look like a road, does it? But okay, let's just go this way. Let's just go this way and see if we can find something. Okay, so there's another one. There's two. So that's two roads. And then there's another road before the bend. Okay, so there's a bend out of here. There's a bend, and then it bends back that way. So which side of the place were we? So we're going on the main road. There was a bend. That doesn't look quite right. That doesn't look like quite right. Oh, there you go. Looks quite a straight road there. Oh well, I'm gonna go here. Can't be too far out, can it? Oh, I see. It could be there, and then I went across there, and then round there. Oh, who cares? Guess. Woo! Wow. OMG. OMG. Wow. That is quite the feat. I was actually at the right junction there. I was 4 meters. 4 meters. Wow. Oscar says, got to drop later, my pretties. My pretties. There you go. Apparently planted trees in Romania, trees and utility poles frequently have lower sections painted white. So there you go. There's your cheat code there. But there you go. We got it. We did it. We did it. We found out exactly where we were in the world. And we scored 24,000 points. There you go. Reaching my next milestone in a few days. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. 24,197 points. Perfectamundo. I like the fact that you get an extra minute. I like the fact that you get an extra minute because it allows you to actually pinpoint where you are now. You couldn't do that before. It wouldn't let you. You basically had to just go, okay, well, I think it's Bucharest. And then you just pressed it on Bucharest because you're running out of time. But it gives it a little bit more. Wow, says Diz. Bullseye, says Umke. Hey, listen, I'm not saying I'm the best at map reading, but I'm pretty good at map reading. I did get from Buenos Aires in Argentina all the way to Ley in Papua New Guinea without a smartphone, without Google Maps on my phone, literally just using maps. Hawkeye donation. Oh, thank you very much, Umke. €5 super chat. Yay! We love getting euros on this channel. Thank you so much. Apparently it's down to the milder microclimate, says One Angry Vegan. Listen, right? I don't want to put pressure on you. You know, I don't want to extort money against you. I don't want to knock something off the mantelpiece and say, nice place you got it, shame if something happened to it. I don't want to do that. But we are 4 out of 5 on our goal here. Just one more pound, one more 50p in this idiot, right? $1, $1 US dollar, which is 70p, in this idiot, and we will have confetti. Do you want to leave it? Do you want to leave it at the end of the show? After that, after getting the right fucking junction, the right crossing in a village in Romania? Do you know one of the things that I like being able to do on GeoGuessr is whenever we suss out which country it is, I know exactly where the country is. Like I don't have to go, oh, where is that country again? You know? And I wish GeoGuessr had more African countries in it because that'd be even more fun of just going, okay, Central African Republic, straight in there. I reckon they should make a nightmare mode. You know, like in Doom, they have nightmare mode. I think we should have nightmare mode where it doesn't have the any labels on the map. I think that'd be fucking awesome. Like no labels on the map. You've just got to know. You just got to know where the countries are. Maybe we'll give you the borders, but that's it. But yeah, week and a half till I get paid. Unfortunately, I can't wait that long. One I can be paid. I'm joking. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, if someone wants to drop just £1 in the super chat, then Diz will be happy for the rest of time. If Diz is even still there, Diz, are you still there? Let us know in the chat. But yeah, we need Sfax, said one Agaping. Yeah. We need the Sfax. Just the Sfax, Jack. Just the Sfax. But yeah. Subscribe to see your position on the leaderboard. I'm not subscribing. Chat nanny. I don't want to subscribe because I spend my whole day playing it and I don't want to do that. Yay! Onka! You absolute legend. Thank you so much. You've achieved the goal. 3, 2, 1, go, baby! The confetti cannon has been well and truly launched. Thank you so much there to Umka. You absolute bloody legend. Closing Glasstalt. Thank you. Thank you so much, Umka. Really, really appreciate it. Right, love and hugs to everybody out there who's still with us after, fuck me, an hour and 2 hours, 2 hours and 25 minutes of me yammering on. I think I've outstayed me. I think I've outstayed me welcome. So I'm going to head off now. I'm going to try and do a show tonight with Mike if he's up for it. If you're watching this, Mike, are you up for a show tonight? Call me, darling. Call me. And hopefully we'll do an episode of Drawn Together or something. And until then, until that moment in time, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for triggering the confetti cannon twice. Thanks for helping me out on the old GeoGuessr there. I think we did quite well. And until next time, I'll say hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye.